Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings taking on Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Atlanta takes the field. Their offensive leader, of course, Matt Ryan, the former Boston College Eagle.
This past offseason was one where the Atlanta organization continued to build around their quarterback, Matt Ryan, because he can still throw the rock. Fifth in the NFL in passing yards last year with better than 4,400. He's a guy who knows how to get the ball to his guys on the perimeter and take care of it even when he's under duress in the pocket. Sacked 48 times last year.
Now the first carry here for Ty Gurley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Ryan. And right away, he lost the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Third and long. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And here's Hoff-Richter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. Johnson on the return. 54-yard punt, 14 on the return, nets him 40. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their veteran signal caller. In his 9th season now, it's Kirk Cousins.
The debate about Kirk Cousins continues to rage both among Vikings fans and fans around the league. But when you look at his numbers, you think this is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Last year broke a string of 4 straight 4,000-yard passing years with the emergence of Dalvin Cook in the backfield. So while those numbers dropped, he was still solid throwing the football. 26 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions. Now he's just got to develop an extra target on the perimeter in order to get his numbers back to the previous levels.
Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain of 32 that time.
Not sure much more could have been done there defensively. Went up with him, tried to knock it away, tried to get an arm in, unsuccessfully.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. They'll throw again. Cousins. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Cousins again. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta Jaguars defense, solid coverage.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Bailey's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
Vikings 3, Falcons nothing.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Fumble on the play.
Defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen there to make the grab. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Yeah, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught, Jones. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
Yards. And a Falcon 1st down.
On 1st down, Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
At the 45-yard line.
Play action. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Recovered by the defense.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Justin Jefferson, the rookie, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And this is caught inside the 5. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 3 on the play. 1st down, Atlanta.
Gurley again here on 1st down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Ryan hit and lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
Kirk Cousins.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession.
And he's going to go down again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And the return, Johnson. All total, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score, garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays, and I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say, probably going to go back to him. Here's Dalvin Cook, 1,000-yard rusher last season, and they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. From the gun, here's Cousins. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, but it's going to be second down. Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Davison on the tackle. Brought down back at the 45.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 3rd and long for Cousins. And his Thielen is complete. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. First down. Here's Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 6 there on first.
16-yard line.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tajay Sharp there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And the lead is now 24. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
On the return, the Falcons take over 1st and 10.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. 3 yards remain for second down. From the shotgun, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Bailey able to knock it through. first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a strong first half for the veteran quarterback, Kirk Cousins. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
Abdullah on the return. The Vikings take over first and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
The ball carrier.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. He will find the rookie from LSU. That's Justin Jefferson. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Cousins now. We got position on him, and he pulls it in. And all the way down to the 9. A huge play there. Cousins to his tight end, Rudolph. And even 40 yards.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Cousins able to connect with Adam Thielen, and the Vikings offense continues to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Falcons take over first and 10.
It's player spotlight time, and we focus that spotlight on the quarterback, Matt Ryan. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. Well, how's he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry, or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up, and it always happens a little bit better if they felt the quarterback's on their side.
So far, 5 sacks against him. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding the maneuver.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jaleel Johnson in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 30. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Adam Thielen and the rest of the Vikings offense, they get set for their next possession. Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
It's going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 29 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Sometimes it's a quarterback making a great throw, and sometimes it's a receiver just making an incredible catch, and there it was really the latter.
And the quarterback is so happy because the receiver, in a sense, bailed him out. Great job going and getting the football and creating 6 points for his team.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up on Mike Hughes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the rep.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt, but for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Here's Bailey now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
For Minnesota.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
On the return, the Falcons take over 1st and 10. At their own
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of the defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Falcons.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
23 yards on the play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Ryan caught on the right side by Jones. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 3rd and 2, now Ryan. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Falcons, nothing.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a
He'll
yard.
find Thielen, work in the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, They feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
Extra point up and good by Bailey, and the lead will swell by one more.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. From the gun, Ryan, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on 3rd and long. Ryan, and a throw there going to be incomplete. No, it's Trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league. It's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Taking it about the 16. Leaping over him. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Again, it's Cook. Oh, he breaks another. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space. There's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. He can't get him down. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And what are the whistles for? Timeout.
32-yard line.
So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.